Hey, I know it's been a minute. I'm going to go into 90 Day Fiancé because this season was lackluster, boring, and dry. And they have finally finished the Tell All Part 1 and 2. So let's get into the couples really quickly. Hamza and Memphis. They were on the show. Memphis is in the States now, so that means he got approved and everything is all good. We do know Memphis had a baby. They haven't discussed or disclosed the sex of the baby. So we just don't know. All we're seeing now is pictures of Memphis's pregnancy photo shoot, which is cute or whatever. And they seem to be still happy and no problems. We can't get into details with Memphis and Hamza and where they are now because Memphis got a random sporadic headache out of nowhere right before her and Hamza were to do their segment. And it's like, you just started to get a bad headache and you had to change clothes and go home? Oh, okay. Because we stupid, but okay. You'd have Hamza, who still can't speak English that well, to say nothing. Because he literally said nothing. Gino and... what's the girl's name? Gino and... I want to call her Larissa. I don't know why. Gino and Jasmine. There we go. So Jasmine is still not here. Jasmine is still in her country. I think it's Colombia she's from. Gino had that dumbass hat on with some khakis and a pullover Charlie Brown sweater. And Jasmine had this terrible wig on. Just terrible. Like, it was just like, just sitting on... The point is, it was terrible. And they were talking about the show, and Jasmine was like, oh my gosh, I'm just so sorry how I acted, Gino. You know, I know plenty of women want you, and I want you to be my man. Don't nobody want him but you. Nobody wants him but you. I promise you. I promise you. They went over all the different scenes, and she said she forgave him, he forgave her. Then Sean does what she always does and asks a question that she knows the answer to. Production has put the bug in her ear, and then this is how it starts spinning and spiraling out of control. Gino, have you talked to any other cast members or friends of the cast members on this show at all? And he's like, no. What are you? No. Which means, yeah. You already know when a woman asks you the question and the answer, she's trying to get you to tell the truth or not. So Gino is still, I've never, no. And then Jasmine is like, well, why would Sean ask you these questions, Gino? Gino, what the fuck are you to Gino? And she starts going off as usual. And then it is apparently one of Benjamin, is his name Benjamin? Benjamin's friends, who's supposed to be one of his close friends, who's married, and how he messaged her first, but he deleted the messages. So it seems like so since the girl messaged him first, it just a lot of 7th grade shit. And Gino asked, I gotta ask, are you Italian? Why? So that's a problem. Let's go into Jimena and Mike. Call Mike. Everything is call Mike. So Jimena and Mike are up there, and they're like, Mike and Jimena, are you guys together? And there's a little delay because, you know, they got to translate for Jimena. And Mike's like, yeah, we're together. Yeah, we're together. Jimena's like, no, con Mike. I'm not with him. I'm not. We're friends. Basically, she's saying, we just talking, but we're not together. We apart, but we're together, but we're not really together. Kind of weirdness. And Mike gets all freaked out, and then they go back to every scene with Mike like a jackass. And then they brought Mike's brother on with his girlfriend, Nelsie, who was helping him translate. And they kept saying, Jimena, why are you so disgusted by him? You know, men and women both pass gas. They both burp. Like, are you that disgusted by when he does that? And she just kept trying to explain. Then Nelsie, Mike's sister-in-law, I guess it is, was like, she said she's disgusted by you. She doesn't like you. She doesn't want to talk to you. And then they asked her, are you with him for the money? And she was like, no dinero. No dinero. And she just kept saying no. And they said, would you want a woman for your 2 boys that you are to Mike? And she was, oh, no, never. And she basically said, if Mike didn't have any money, would you still be with him? And she was like, no. I said, well, what the fuck am I watching? And Mike is just like, she's meaning like that. Like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me with this. So, they start trying to pick apart details, and Mike is frustrated with Nelsie because, you know, she kept telling him, Mike, stop. Just stop dealing with her. And he told her, shut up. You shut up, Nelsie. Stop talking. I was like, oh, you have cojones when it comes to somebody else, but not your own woman. But I digress. And Jimena walked off twice, but Mike begged the producers or whoever to get her back. Please get her back, please. And he's still infatuated and in love with her, and they're still supposed to try to be working it out. Not my monkey, not my show, whatever it's gonna be. Who else? Oh, and then Johnny and Ella. Like, I don't even know why they were even on the show, because they just didn't give anything. And I guess it was one of those, might as well, because we don't have nobody else to talk about on the show. Ella is never going to see Johnny. Johnny is never going to see Ella. Ella cheated on Johnny, and then we find out that Ella had one of her male friends come hang out with her for her birthday. What? Well, her response was, excuse me, my love language is touch, physical touch. Johnny been over there for 2 years. Your love language is touch, and you think that this is how this is gonna work long term? You're gonna have a long-term relationship with no physical touch? Make it make sense. Like, you can't be in a relationship that is that long distance and you require touch often. So you're going to continue to cheat on a man? And then he's like, I didn't know about the guy that came over to your house for your birthday and spent the night. And they was like, which, you didn't tell him? He's like, yeah, I told him. And he's like, no, she didn't. And Johnny's like, I forgave Ella. And she starts crying and shit again, because, you know, Ella, all she do is cry. And then they go to break. And what I don't like production did, now I don't like Ella because she's different. She's just not my cup of tea. But production comes to her while they're still filming, and we know Ella's a big girl like myself, and they go to her and say, do you want to eat? You want some food? She's crying, and you don't offer her a tissue, you offer her food. Because she's a big woman, you ask. It might not have meant anything. Maybe food was to comfort her, but don't think because she's fat that she automatically wants food. That's like, really? Y'all couldn't have said nothing else to her? Y'all couldn't offer her some water? We want food. She's like, no, I lost my appetite. You sure you're not hungry? I'd have backstabbed all of them. Get the fuck out my face with that. But I digress. Who else is on the show? Gino, Jasmine, Hamza, Soulja Boy, and the lady, Kimberly. Soulja Boy, they show the scene that Kimberly didn't know about with him talking to Zara, and he said, what if I was to get back in a relationship with you? And she was like, do you want to? And he's like, I don't know, maybe. And then Kimberly gets upset. She's like, I can't believe this. I can't believe you would do this and say this. And she's just like upset and pissed and embarrassed. And her son is like, why are you talking to her like that? Why are you making her feel this way, kind of thing? And he's just like, no, listen, Kimberly, you hear me? You hear, Kimberly? He's yelling through the camera because, of course, he's still in Africa. And she's just like, I feel stupid. You just not feeling stupid? You just not feeling stupid? Okay, because you was stupid when you bought him that rope chain, that MacBook, and that the rope chain, the MacBook, the iPad, the PS5, the sneakers. You ain't feel stupid then when he told you he was a super fan, and y'all was gonna see if y'all could be in a relationship. You ain't feel. Oh, you felt stupid after the fact. Got it. What was I thinking? But I do love 90 Day Fiancé because, the new season starts this Sunday. Like, y'all give us no breaks, and I'm here for the mess. They haven't disclosed any of the couples except one. They don't seem that interested, but we're going to see what happens going forward. Oops. But I'm just, you know, I'm excited for the next set of couples and the next roller coaster ride. So, stay tuned, stay with me, and let's get into it. Talk to you later. Bye.